So guys, we have some details to go over regarding the new DC TV show airing on the CW next year, that being Gotham Knights, and we'll be talking about everything we know so far, a release date, the new poster, we'll be breaking down all the characters, and we do also have a brand new synopsis to go over as well, and many more stuff which you guys will find quite interesting if you guys are looking forward to this show. Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here, and welcome back to what I believe my first ever video on CW's Gotham Knights show. And pretty much by the end of this video, you guys will be fully caught up in regards to the main details about the show. We will talk about the brand new synopsis they've dropped during the CW upfront. We'll be talking about the characters being introduced. And also, this is a question that's been coming up a lot, and that is this show's connectivity to the Arrowverse. Is it connected to the Arrowverse or is it its own thing? We'll be talking about all of that stuff. So for those who find any of this interesting, or just for those who want to know more about this show, then this is the video for you. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Gotham Knights videos coming your way. Okay, so firstly, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, we have a brand new show airing on the CW next year, and that goes by the name Gotham Knights. Now, this is totally separate to the video game, a totally different plot and totally different characters. And we do know that Gotham Knights is confirmed to be getting a season 1, which will be airing in 2023 alongside our other DC TV shows such as Superman and Lois and The Flash, which will also be releasing in 2023 as well. So yeah, as I alluded to earlier on in the video, we did have a brand new synopsis that they released during the CW upfronts, and the synopsis goes as followed. Batman is dead, and the powder keg has ignited Gotham City without the Dark Knight to protect it. In the wake of Bruce Wayne's murder, his adopted son Turner Hayes is framed for killing the Caped Crusader, along with the children of some of Batman's enemies. Duella, an unpredictable fighter and skilled thief who was born in Arkham Asylum and abandoned by her father. Harper Row, a streetwise and acerbic engineer who can fix anything, and her brother Colin Rowe, a clever transgender teen who is tired of being polite and agreeable. With the charismatic and hard-charging District Attorney Harvey Dent and the GCPD hot on their trail, Turner will rely on allies including his best friend and formidable coder Stephanie Brown, and unlikely Batman sidekick Kerry Kelly. But our knights will soon learn there is a larger, more nefarious force at work within Gotham City. This team of mismatched fugitives must band together to become its next generation of saviors, known as the Gotham Knights. Now, this of course is the same IP as Batwoman, with having like Batman and like Bat family centered characters. However, this show will be completely different because Gotham Knights will be its own thing. So for those wondering about its connectivity to the Arrowverse, this show will not be set in the Arrowverse. It is its own thing, just like Titans, Naomi, and Doom Patrol. Now, personally, I don't know how to feel about the show. Of course, I'm going to go in with an open mind because we haven't really seen anything yet. But I'll be honest, I'm not quite sold on the idea of having Bruce Wayne's son literally being framed for killing Batman himself. And also, I'm not sure how to feel on him like teaming up with children of the villains. But on the other hand, I'm also intrigued to see what this show is going to be like, so that's why I am kind of looking forward to it as well, and I am really interested to see what they will show during their first trailer. Now, once again, of course, we are dealing with another story with like a disappearance of Batman. Well, in the case of this, it's of course the death of Bruce Wayne, but in the case of Batwoman, it was the disappearance of Batman. But of course, this time, Bruce's adopted son, not Dick Grayson, Turner Hayes, forms this group of alliances known as the Gotham Knights to essentially like face off the criminals and also kind of clear his name. But what worries me is that this will feel so much like Batwoman due to them having the same writers. Of course, that's not to say that it's a bad thing because I do enjoy watching Batwoman. But what worries me is that due to this show having kind of like a few of the same writers, it would feel so much like Batwoman, whether that be tonally or just the writing directions they take. And it would probably leave me wondering why we just didn't get a Batwoman season 4 instead of this, in which, like, at the moment right now, I would very much rather have a Batwoman season 4 over Gotham Knights. But again, I am kind of interested to see what the show will be like as well. Now, of course, we did have this brand new poster released for Gotham Knights, and this is showing all of our main leads. It's a pretty generic CW poster, nothing too interesting, but of course the main gist of this poster are the main characters that we see on the poster. And we will be diving into these characters from the poster, and we'll be breaking each of these characters down and talk about what their roles in this show will be. Now, in regards to Bruce Wayne's adopted son, yes, not Dick Grayson, but this is a character totally new. This character they have created is brand new and it's never been in the comics before. It's just like, you know, Ryan Wilder from Batwoman. This is a character created for the purpose of this show only. But Oscar Morgan, the person in the middle of the poster, will be playing Turner Hayes, aka Bruce Wayne's son. Now, the description for this character goes as followed. Despite the murder of his biological parents, Turner remains resilient and driven to live up to his billionaire adoptive father's name. While charming and soulful, Turner has never felt quite comfortable in this world of wealth and privilege. Now, in regards to this character, I don't think he will become Robin or anything like that. I think that they will just do something new with this character. And even if they do make him Robin, I don't know if they will, because this is a brand new character, so he might end up possibly becoming Robin. But again, I don't know, maybe he might have another alias as well. But again, they could kind of pull like a Batwoman, where of course Ryan Wilder didn't exist before, but the show created this character of Ryan Wilder, who of course becomes Batwoman. So maybe in the case of this show, Turner Hayes could possibly become Robin or Nightwing. Just have a, you know, different character taking up the mantle. So in the case of this, it would of course be Turner Hayes. But yeah, as you guys can see, this character will essentially just be the Dick Grayson of the show, if you will. Now, the only reason behind why I believe they're not able to use like Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, or Damian Wayne or something like that is of course due to what I believe to be DC's Titans, who have the rights to those characters right now. So they of course do have Dick Grayson, they have Nightwing, they have all the Robins. So that's why I believe that this show just ended up creating a brand new character. Plus it would be much cheaper as well that way. You also have the casting for Harvey Dent, and Misha Collins will be the one playing this character. He's not in the poster, however this is a great casting and this is a big name for the CW, so it will be very interesting to see Misha Collins in the role, which just from looking at him, it does seem to be quite a good casting. But yeah, he is the dashing with a swagger. Harvey Dent is Gotham's charismatic, hard-charging district attorney. With a rigid sense of right and wrong, Harvey's realism and single-minded quest for justice will ironically and tragically transform him into one of Gotham's most feared supervillains, Two-Face. So it does seem like he will be starting off as a normal district attorney and then he will slowly transition into Two-Face, which is actually an interesting concept. It would be really cool to see this characterization develop into him becoming the villain known as Two-Face. So yeah, we don't know of course how soon he will become Two-Face, but I would say that it would either be during like the mid-season finale, if he is indeed the main villain for the first season of the show. If not, then I am assuming that it will be some sort of like a season 1 cliffhanger where we get the Two-Face tease in some way. Of course, I could be wrong, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Now, Olivia Rose Keegan, the one on the very right of the poster, will be playing a character known as Duella, and she is described as an abrasive, unpredictable, and a little unhinged. Duella is above all a survivor, born in Arkham Asylum and abandoned by her father, the most dangerous man in Gotham. Duella forged herself into a brutal fighter and skilled thief. Now yes, there is a mystery surrounding who her father is, but in the comics it is actually Harvey Dent. She is like the biological daughter of Harvey Dent, aka Two-Face, who of course is one of Batman's most popular villains. Now, of course, as mentioned in the synopsis, she is also known as one of the daughters of the most dangerous man in Gotham, and we'll get to that in a bit. Now, when the show picks up, we do have to take into account that Harvey Dent is not Two-Face yet, but we will definitely be seeing the transition happen, so it will be interesting to see what happens with the character of Duella and why she's left by Harvey Dent. Now, in regards to Duella Dent, she is of course known as Joker's daughter in the comics. So yeah, for those freaking out about, oh wait, why are we having Joker's daughter teaming up with Bruce Wayne's son? Well, it's not really Joker's daughter. Her codename or her alias is just known as Joker's daughter. She is actually Duella Dent, the daughter of Harvey Dent. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how we will see that come into fruition as well. But yeah, next up we have Fallon Smith, and she stars as Harper Row. And she is the one with the blue jacket and the stripy red and black t-shirt. Now, she is described as streetwise, acerbic, and often underestimated. The blue-haired bisexual is a gifted engineer who can fix anything. But what Harper wants most of all is to repair the broken lives of her and her brother, Cullen, the only person she trusts. And speaking of Cullen Rowe, Tyler DiChiara, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, the one on the very left of the poster, stars as Cullen Rowe. After years of hiding his true self from an abusive parent, the transgender teen is tired of being polite and agreeable. Clever and adept at reading human nature, Cullen is ready to fight his own battles. Of course, these are the two castings of Harper Row and Cullen Rowe, and Harper Row and Cullen Rowe are actually characters from the comics as well, in which Harper Row is of course known as someone called Bluebird. And yeah, she was one of Batman's allies for a while, I believe, according to some research I've done, most notably during the Court of Owls storyline. Yeah, as you would probably assume, Cullen Rowe is a sibling of Harper Row. Now, next up we have Anna Lore, another person who isn't in this poster, but she will be playing a character known as Stephanie Brown, and her character description is described as possessing sarcasm matched by only her intellect. Stephanie was raised on a steady diet of brain teasers and puzzles. She's honed her skills to become a formidable coder, but her greatest talent may be hiding a less than perfect home life. In the DC Comics, Brown has fought crime under multiple monkeyers, including Spoiler, Batgirl, and Robin. Now, of course, as the synopsis did say, Stephanie Brown was the 5th Batgirl, and she did play one of the Robins as well. She is the daughter of the villain known as the Clue Master. Now, whether we will see her actually suit up and be Batgirl on the show, I don't know about that. Maybe by the first season, maybe not, but eventually maybe it might tease her into becoming Batgirl, or maybe when the show picks up, automatically she's just Batgirl right away. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it will be interesting to see what type of an approach this show goes for. But lastly, in regards to the characters, Navia Robinson, the second cast member on the poster, will be playing Kerry Kelly. Fearless, idealistic, and plunky as hell, Kerry talked her way into being Batman's unlikely sidekick. If there's a burning building or a person in need, she's the first to rush in, just as long as she's home by curfew. Now, Kerry Kelly is also a character from the comics, and this is from the Dark Knight comics, I believe. And she's essentially a 13-year-old schoolgirl and Girl Scout who was attacked by muggers one night, and of course she was saved by, surprise surprise, Batman. She then spent her lunch money on a Robin costume and then of course hunts down Batman, and then the rest is history. She ends up becoming Catgirl, and then she finally sets out becoming Batwoman. So this is the character of Kerry Kelly. I wasn't too familiar with her either, so I had to do a bit of research to get to know her better. But yeah, it will be interesting to see if we will be seeing these Gotham Knights actually suiting up in the show. It will be really cool if we do see that. And of course we do have Batgirls, we do have a Batwoman with Kerry Kelly, and whether Turner Hayes becomes Robin or Nightwing or maybe something else, I don't know about that, but seeing them all suit up would be just really, really cool, and I would really love to see that. But yeah, in regards to the characters in general, as you guys could see from what I've just talked about, there are a lot of Bat Family centered characters, so we're definitely going to be having more Batman lore in this compared to Batwoman or something along those lines, just due to how many more Bat Family centric characters we have on this show. It's just the main lead that has of course been tweaked up, and it will be interesting to see what they do with Turner Hayes. I'm really looking forward to his character, and yeah, fingers crossed he does become Robin or Nightwing, or at least something like that. But for now, he's just known as Turner Hayes. He's pretty much Dick Grayson in a way, but it's just a different character to serve the benefit of this show. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below if you guys are looking forward to this show. I'm interested to see all of your thoughts towards all of this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.